So, you could probably hear construction in the background and just vehicles driving. Just try and ignore it. So, by now you probably watched my Vaginismus and anxiety video. So then that's why you're here, because this is kind of the end of my Vaginismus story. So kind of like the whole potty talk thing with constipation, I have another picture frame that I hang up in my bathroom just to remind me of all the steps that I've been trying to turn into a lifestyle, and it is a lifestyle now. Like, I look at it every once in a while, and if I realize I'm kind of slacking in something, then it just reminds me to pick it up, or just make sure I'm doing it every once in a while just to keep things running smoothly. So this is my picture frame for everything that helps me deal with my past sexual problem. So I am going to go through what I have written down on this picture frame, and this is everything that has helped me get through Vaginismus and help me be pain-free. Most of this I learned from my physiotherapist, and she is awesome. She's been there for me and my boyfriend, and she's helped us out a lot. First thing on my picture frame is clench your pelvic floor. So when you're sneezing, coughing, exercising, like lifting something or blowing your nose, make sure you, kind of like Kegels, make sure you're working your floor, clenching it, having it tight, just to protect it from the pressure of blowing your nose or laughing, just so you're not like pushing it out. Relax, belly breathe. The whole alternate nose breathing technique that used to help me out to calm down if I'm stressed. So I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but it helps me. You plug one nose, you inhale, you exhale with the other one, and then you do it the other way. And make sure you're breathing with your belly, not your chest and shoulder area. My boyfriend and I joke about this every once in a while, but drop your anus. Anxiety, you might not realize it. It took me months to actually get to the point where my butt isn't clenched because I'm nervous. It used to be like so tight kind of thing that I wouldn't even notice it. So after so many reverse Kegels, I finally learned to like relax, and that actually helps me calm down. So drop your anus, make sure it's not clenched up, like act like it's a flower and act like it's blooming, and relax it. So think pain-free. A lot of my trouble would come in thinking that I would get pain, and then that causes stress, and it actually starts hurting because I'm not relaxed. I'm worried about the pain that I'm going to experience, and then that's the reason I actually do feel pain. Think that nothing's going to hurt, and if you're relaxed, it won't hurt as bad as you thought it would. That was a step that I had to get into, just because like I was in fight or flight mode, and I was just so scared after a lot of trauma that has happened to me. Eat healthy, exercise, make sure your bowels are happy, make sure your digestion is working properly. So like a healthy diet and exercising, getting your blood flowing, just trying to have a healthy body. Because like if you're constipated or your digestion isn't working properly, that actually puts a lot of stress on your pelvic floor. And then sex isn't gonna feel good as well if you're like blocked up, and there's a lot of stress down there from that reason. So massages. Using castor oil around your belly, there's like a I love you kind of motion. You like go down and then do that 10 times, and then you go in like an L shape around your belly, do that 10 times as well, and then eventually just go around like this. Make sure you're going the right way. Because if you're not going the right way, you're just making the problem worse, and you're probably going to block yourself worse. What actually helped me as well is there's this glass crystal wand. I'm not going to show you it, but it's kind of shaped like this. And it's not like masturbating or anything, but it just kind of, you know, if you have like a tension knot in your shoulder and you massage it out, just kind of break it up, release the tension. I found I had vaginismus because of anxiety, and for the longest time I used to have like belly pain around my belly button, and I had no idea what it was. And then when I finally went to so many doctors, my physiotherapist actually made me realize that the pain I have around my belly button is like tension knots that people get in their neck and their shoulders. I was just so anxious and stressed that I was getting knots in like my ab muscles. I had that in my vaginal area too, like a lot of tension and tension knots. So what that crystal wand does is I can go around on the inside and kind of, like if I feel pain or like a tension knot area, I can work that part to kind of relieve it. Replins and Gynatroff. I started with Gynatroff first, but now I take Replins. I used to use it every day, one a day. It's a vaginal moisturizer. From so much stress and like sexual pain, and from all that pain, it's hard to get rid of because your body is just so scared of sexual pain after a while that your fluids don't work properly. Like you can't get wet. You just kind of dry up. So Replins helped with that. Now I only use it like every 2 weeks. I slowly worked off of it from using it every day. Yeah, I insert like the cream, I forget what it's called, but there's one that's kind of like a little sugar pill that you put up there and it dissolves, but mine weren't dissolving properly, so I don't use that. Reverse Kegels. At the time, Kegels were just making the problem worse because my problem was tensing up. So I do reverse Kegels every day. I don't have the paper that explains like what Kegels that I did. There's 5 different things I had to do every night, and then basically it was just trying to relax and be calm and imagine your lady part like blooming like a flower, not being like a closed bud. So yeah, reverse Kegels helped. There's also a thing called Wheel of Awareness. It's kind of like meditation. I haven't done this in about a year now, so I don't really remember how it goes. You just relax, you close your eyes, kind of meditate, and then you focus on one at a time. So everything you hear, and then everything you smell, if you taste anything, and then what you see, you think about colors. Kind of think about one thing at a time and really focus on it, and that helps you calm down. Cardio, 3 times a week, just to get my body moving smoothly and to be healthy, get my diaphragm moving, make sure you breathe properly when you're running. Gong is a type of meditative exercise, I guess. It's not yoga. I haven't done this in a while too. It's spelled Qigong, and doing those exercises, I can't explain it, but you could probably look it up. But doing those exercises helped me release tension and relax my mind and help my belly and pelvic floor move properly. Yoga, so for me, when I say yoga, it's not actually yoga, it's just me stretching and trying to relax. I was in dance for 12 years, so it's mainly just stretches that I'm used to doing in dance class before we'd actually get into dancing, just like a warm-up. So stretching my body. Hygiene is important, very important. Although you don't want to use harsh soaps or anything on your vagina. Your vagina doesn't need to be douched. It doesn't need to be scrubbed completely. Like, your vagina naturally cleanses itself anyways. If you do have a strong odor and issue down there, then I definitely recommend going to see a gynecologist, because gently washing your parts is like the most you really need to do. Make sure you pee after and before sex. That also helps not getting a bladder infection. Yeah, so meditate, that goes into like the reverse Kegels, Qigong, the wheel of awareness, yoga. A big thing too is foreplay and practicing. For me, sex was completely painful for a year. And then once I started getting help, especially with my anxiety, then it was off and on. That it'd be painful the days that we'd actually really try and spend a lot of time and making sure I'm calmed down and my feet aren't cold and I'm not nervous and my bowels aren't full. Like it was a lot to deal with because at the time so many things would stop it from being pleasurable. Foreplay is a big thing, and practice. So before I couldn't even like get a pinky up there. I don't wear tampons anymore. I go for pads, and my pads now are reusable pads. They're made from cotton or bamboo, and I wash them just to be more good to the planet. I use cloth pads like that. I wear white cotton panties because dyed undies, they don't help with your vaginal pH. They kind of mess it up. It's kind of like how people used to have pink and green toilet paper. When I went to Romania, at the concert hall, there was green and pink toilet paper, but it's a lot of dye in there, and that shouldn't be touching your genitals. Like on a day I want to feel sexy or something, like yeah, I'll wear lingerie, but it's not an everyday thing. Like most days I just wear white cotton panties. They're comfy and they make me happy. I don't care if people can see my panty lines or anything like that. I still have them, but I don't use them. Dilators. So yeah, going back, I couldn't like put a pinky up there or anything. It'd be like excruciating. So the dilators, I'm not going to show them, but they kind of work you up to size. After a while, it's kind of like that glass wand I was talking about. It's just to get your body used to those things, so you can have sexual intercourse properly. The last thing on here is hobbies. So just trying to do things that you like. Don't think about your problem too much. Like it can get you into a very depressive state, and I was very depressed for a while, and I am very happy that Corey was very supportive for me. He'd like sit there with me when I would cry and feel really bad that I had to stop or something like that. Like I didn't feel womanly, and I just felt like the worst person ever. I felt so broken. I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, like it wasn't until sex started hurting that I realized it was an anxiety problem. When I seen a gynecologist, she didn't tell me what she thought was going on. She just gave me this medication and told me it would help with the pain. And for a week, I have never broken down this much before. Like, I was crying 5 times a day, like bawling my eyes out, so sad, for a whole week. Like, I couldn't even work. I'd lock myself in the work bathroom and just bawl my eyes out. I'd cry in a closet at work. I had to take a couple days off of work, and all day I would just cry. I ended up looking up what I was taking, because I was taking it every day. And the first day I took it, that's when it started happening. Like, probably 24 hours after I started taking it, the meltdown started happening. And I looked it up after 7 days, and she put me on antidepressants, and pretty strong ones. And I think that's what was messing up my head so much. And I went back and I was like, why did you put me on antidepressants? You told me this would like stop the pain or something. And she didn't really say anything to me. She just told me she didn't think I'd have a breakdown like that. So I ended up seeing my family doctor, and he told me I've had anxiety since I was 14, and that's where all my physical problems have been coming into. But he couldn't tell me until I actually brought it up. And until then, I strongly believed that mental illness, like anxiety and depression, didn't exist. I thought everyone got anxious and everyone Got depressed some days, so I didn't think it was actually something to take medication for. The medication, I think, actually helped me a little bit too with the vaginismus problem. Yeah, so it did take a lot. It was very stressful. I was very sad for a long time. I didn't feel like a good girlfriend for Corey, and I am so happy that he was there with me still. He didn't leave me or anything, and I was scared that would happen. Yeah, so all of these things are things, like information that I've gathered from my time at physio and trying to deal with my painful sex issue. And I realized it's actually a very common issue, and a lot of women have it. The main focus of this video is what I have on this picture frame, and even after a year of not having any issues, it goes with the AIRBAG and potty talk thing. I just have something that works for me and something that is a part of my life now, and I wanted to put it in a frame to remind me that I got through it and I'm strong, and I should still keep this up just to keep it at bay. And yeah, so if you are dealing with the same thing that I had to deal with and you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Just send me a message, and have a lovely day. Be safe. Bye.